everybody.
Tafadali, please tell us if this is better.
Salama family.
Oh, it's
Shalom,
a new one.
salama.
Karibu.
Yes, they don't know about the
Karibu.
Aquarius.
Yeah, we just had technical difficulties on the previous live. So that's why I was saying that at the beginning. But I'm sorry. This is new. Karibu to those who are in here now and those who will be tuning in the future. Mic check if you can hear us. Let us know. Mic check. Put a 1 in the chat if you can hear us.
Hey y'all, come on back in. We back, y'all. Y'all know how YouTube be doing it.
Perfect.
One,
All right.
one. Hello. Okay. Perfecto. All right, y'all. So,
Welcome back.
yes, welcome back. I was talking for like 10 minutes until I realized that y'all couldn't hear me. So, shalom to everybody. Somebody said 2. Okay.
2.
2. Does that mean that you can't hear?
We got a lot of
Okay,
ones.
we got
and
a lot
one,
of
two.
ones.
So try to turn your headphones up, or blow on them or something. Maybe that'll help. You just have to blow on stuff.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah, it sounds good.
Welcome back, y'all. Y'all, thank y'all for tuning in. Thank y'all for following the journey. Thank y'all for just being, taking y'all time out of y'all days to type in. Oh, typo. Okay, cool.
Okay, you had us scared there for a second.
Well, yeah, for taking the time to, watch our content, really build with us, and and take in what we're putting out. We don't take it lightly. We appreciate it. But thank you. Thank you for tuning in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. Yeah, if y'all are watching, thank you for reminding us. Please hit the like button so that the stream can go out to more people and so that y'all can help us blow the trumpet.
Yeah.
Blow
What?
the trumpet.
Oh, wow, my bad.
Wow,
That's
that
the
was
first
very
time.
lackluster.
I got children asleep, and she want me to blow the trumpet.
You ain't care when you was over there stomping all that, walking
Wow.
throughout the house,
So
Bigfoot.
if I would have blew the trumpet, then she would have been upset because the children would have woke up. We can't win, y'all. And then that was a new thing. She just threw me on the spot.
No,
I blow the trumpet.
you blew the trumpet a few times in our video.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, shalom everyone. What's up, Giselle? How you doing?
What's up, Giselle?
Yeah. So, yeah, we gonna get back into it because y'all been here for a while, and you looking like Naya.
Yeah, a little bit. She moving.
Yeah. So we gonna get into it. I'm probably gonna repeat a little bit of what I said earlier if y'all want a previous one, so just bear with me. But yeah, so y'all see the title of the stream, War is at the Door. Man, we did another video, maybe it was like 5 or 6 months ago. It was called, if y'all haven't seen it, it's called Get Prepared for What's Coming. And it's kind of like, basically like, you can say it's a part 2 to that, because in that video we were discussing like the things that were coming down the line, like they're moving. Thank you for the super chat. Shout out from New York City. What's up?
Thank you for the super chat.
Okay, New York in the building.
Yeah, son. Y'all don't even say that no more, do we?
Yeah, they do.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, so it's basically like a continuation of that video, just following up with current events. I'm sure everybody knows what's going on with Ukraine, Russia, China, Iran, America, NATO, and all that. It's basically we're moving full steam ahead into the new world order, the NWO. Like kidogo, as they say here in Tanzania, little by little. They're not even talking about COVID like that no more. Like,
oh, you just said that.
Oh man,
dang.
It's all right.
They ain't even
talking
about it.
They're not even talking about the Rona no more, so they probably don't care that I just said it
right.
just now.
Yes. It ain't even been on the news anymore. That's crazy.
It's like it's been there, but it's like in the back seat.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like everybody's like talking about the war, and I'm like, okay, so they don't have to social distance in the war. They don't have to wear masks. Like, they can just go out and kill people. And if you know, if the plague was so bad, wouldn't people just be dying? Like, as soon as they got inside the tank with each other, next to each other, they should all be dead, right?
Right.
You know, it's just really ridiculous at this point. But that's besides the point. That's not what we talking about today. We talking about the war. Um, you know, it's kind of a serious matter. I know we like laughing, joking about it, but you know how black people do. We gonna make jokes to the end, jokes about stuff to the end, but it's really not funny.
No, it's not.
It's really not funny because it's like I don't know if any of y'all used to watch the show Game of Thrones. I know I used to watch it a lot, and I put Tim on to it. I read all the books when I was younger, and they made a show about it. But basically, it's like a big chessboard, like a big chessboard, and we're basically like, well, not us that are on the stream, but they basically view us as like little pawns, little minions in their game. Their game for global domination. They want to rule the world, whether you want to call it a new world order, the Great Reset, the end times. It's all the same.
Yeah.
It's basically the same thing, but just different terminology for it. But we're here. We're at the end. You know, like this is their final play. They see that people are like fed up with the restrictions and the jabs and all this stuff. So it's like they're like, all right, we need to go to phase 2 of our plan, which is it went out. It went out for a second, y'all. They mad. But I remember and I watched with Alex Jones a few times, but they took him off of YouTube. But like all the stuff that the so-called conspiracy theorists were talking about in 2015, war is at the door, and like they were talking about Russia, Ukraine, China, all this stuff like years ago. And I used to listen to a lot of it, and they will always make it seem like war was like gonna happen like immediately, which it probably was. But
Thank you for the super chat, Debbie. Excuse me.
Yeah, it probably was gonna happen immediately, but everything's gonna happen in its perfect time. But this has been in the works for a very, very long time, for many years, probably decades, maybe even centuries, who knows. But they've been planning this war because they basically want to depopulate the earth.
Yep.
And it's like, what better way to depopulate the earth than a plague followed by a war, followed by martial law? Like, it's all just, man, it's really all just coming together. Like, it's there was a meme somebody put on Facebook. It said, we're in the middle of the biggest, most unsatisfying I told you so in like world history. And that's basically where we're at. People been talking about this for so long, and a lot of people just been tuning it out. They haven't been taking heed to it, and now we're here. Like, we see what's going on with Russia and Ukraine. We see the bombings, the threats of nuclear war. People are being, children, men and women are being bombed in the street. They not letting Africans out. Like, it's just getting crazy. You want to add anything to it? I feel like I've been talking for a long time.
I'm just taking it all in.
What you mean you on the street too? What you mean you taking
This is your heart passion, so I'm just like, I'll add my 2 cents when need be, but this is release. Go ahead. You got the floor. I'm here. I'm with you.
Yeah. Let me look in the chat. So yeah, we see what's going on with Ukraine and Russia, and then on the sidebar, because of what's going on with Ukraine and Russia, and basically the whole world with NATO and all that stuff, you got China over here, and they're using it as an opportunity to go and invade Taiwan at some point. So as we see, like the stage is set, like all the pieces are on the chessboard, all the players are on the chessboard. The king is out, the queen, the bishop, everybody's out on the stage, and basically it's a volley for who's gonna be in charge of the new world order when it comes into fruition. Now, the only place I really foresee that's gonna be outside of this is really Africa, maybe South America to some extent, but to some extent it probably will be involved in the new world order because it shares a continent with America and Canada, and they're a part of the new world order. So that people have been preparing, and this is not to fearmonger or to get people into a state of panic or anything like that. It's really to just move accordingly, to understand the seasons and to know the seasons, to understand, overstand,
Yeah.
and know what you need to be doing, at this hour. So
Yeah.
I hope people have been prepping. I hope people have been looking up disaster plans, have a bug out bag. I hope people have been looking up what to do in case of nuclear event, or what to do in case of an EMP, which is electromagnetic pulse, which basically is going to cause a blackout type of a situation where all the lights go out. You're probably not going to be able to drive your car. You're not going to be able to use electricity. So if it's the winter time, you're going to be cold if you don't have a generator. Like, there's just so many things, that I hope that people have been looking into and looking up. Um, People have been storing food and all that type of stuff. Like, this is the time that everyone should be getting prepared, and not even just for the war, that's like the most imminent thing, but also just, in case you don't want to be a guinea pig to um, there are numerous vaccines that they have keep coming out. I saw they made another one the other day. I'm like, wow, so booster, vaccine. Like, it's just never gonna end,
Yeah.
So, in the case of a nuclear event, a war that's coming, um, and then like if you just, are faced with the option of losing your job or taking the jab, you have something in place. Becoming self-sustainable, thinking about becoming self-employed. What can you do with your own two hands to provide for yourself and your family? If you're faced with that sort of a situation. There's lots of shows out here, lots of prepper channels, lots of shows that show you like how to DIY, how to make your own medicines,
Yeah.
how to make your own shelters, how to make fires, like
Especially on YouTube.
Yeah.
YouTube University.
For real.
Yeah.
Survival courses, homesteading courses, how to can goods, how to raise, like all of that stuff, like Little House on the Prairie, like for real.
Yeah, and don't think just because there's there's war that there has to be something that, of course, we will feel the effects of it, but everything, it won't be to the extreme if you're in the right position, if you have the right mindset, and if you're following the spirit. You'll be prepared and in a position to where 10,000 might fall at your left and 1,000 may fall at your right, but it won't touch you if you're in the right position. You just have the right mindset, and don't watch the news, but don't watch the news. Don't be too emotionally involved in what's going on, because that's the main focus and the main goal of the whole media thing, is to get you emotionally intact and involved in the narrative that they're playing or the game that they want you to believe in. So don't, there's, of course, there's something major going on. Of course, there's time for prayer. There's time for being in the right position. There's time for, making the necessary adjustments. But you have to know what's real and what's fake. And, be strategic about the moves that you make and what you get involved with, and definitely who you get involved with in this season. Because, with everything that's on the horizon, you need strong-willed and strong-minded individuals around you, too. Because it could get tough and rough, and if you can't get over, if you can't communicate with each other, you can't communicate with your brethren or your sister and move past and get through things, then that's going to be tough for you as well. So, make sure your circle is tight. Make sure you're around people that's going to be down with you, and you build with those people, and y'all put yourselves in a position to do something. Because, stuff is hitting the fan. It's written. It's supposed to hit the fan. It's a part of it. So we just have to make sure that we're in the right position so that we could, overcome it. But it has to end. It can't go on forever. There has to be something new that comes from what we've been dealing with all this time. It all comes back to us at the end of the day. It all comes back to us being out of captivity, out of, bondage, into freedom, away from what we've been trapped in.
Yes, it's our time.
It's our time. So you just have to make sure, like, when things start hitting the fan, your heart is pure, you're in the right position, and you've done the necessary things to have you and your family good, because there's always a remnant and there's a way to be safe in these times. But you just have to listen to the spirit and flow with it, and not be caught up in the narrative and get your emotions involved in things that's that's minute to the entire mission of what we have as a people. Because there's something that we're focused on right now. You know, they have what they got going on, and they're gonna always fight each other. So you know, we've been prisoners of war for a long time. So don't get caught up in someone else's dog fight.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, Brother Tim with the script, with the miniature sermon. Yeah, that's absolutely right. Like he said, like literally, like we're on the precipice of a new kingdom. Like really, like that kingdom is done. Like it's
Yeah.
fallen. Like if you're a spiritual person, you've already seen the destruction of Babylon. Like in the spiritual realm, it's just only a matter of time before the full fruition of the fall in the physical realm, and we're seeing the fall, and it's just gonna keep to continue tumbling down till that empire is no more. And like he said, like this is what they do. Like the Western nations, like the Western nations, the European nations, the Khazars, whatever you want to call them, they've always been a warmongering people. Like they love war, they love death, they love blood, they love fear. Like they thrive off of that, And so we can't give them our energy. Like I know people are like, pray for Ukraine, pray for. I'm not praying for nobody in Ukraine. Unless they're right. What's Ukraine?
Who?
Right. Is it their time to fall? It's time. Like the clock is 11 something. And it's like their destruction has been prophesied. Like they hate black people. Now I'm not. Somebody from Ukraine probably on here like, I love black people. Like I'm not saying every single person from Ukraine or every single white person is a racist, evil person. No, of course that's not true. But I'm just saying, as a whole, as a collective, as a nation, people don't give a crap about us. Like I know y'all seen the videos of they wasn't even letting the African people on the train, like little children. They wasn't letting them on the train. They wasn't letting them leave. They wasn't letting them through the checkpoints. Them people said they was outside for 3 days in the cold. Y'all know it's cold over there in Ukraine and Russia. It's very, very cold. The temperatures can get below zero, and like on a normal day, And so they just had the people out there in the cold with a little baby who was still on a nipple. She was out there in the cold. I'm like, these people don't care about us. Like, they do not care about us.
They don't.
So
They don't.
I mean, I'm gonna take my energy that I have and use it to fight for my people and my situation. And whatever happens with them, they got enough people to help them. They got all the Western nations that made their money off of slave labor and off our ancestors' back. They have all them people to help them. So I'm focused on my people, like be one black first.
Exactly. I didn't even know people were in Ukraine that were black. I didn't know melanated people were over there.
They don't need to be. I hope this they wake up call to get the heck up out of there.
Yeah, for real.
Because that's not where they need to be, And a majority European nation, and you're like the one or two African people.
Yeah.
It's mostly African people from the continent over there. It's not really like Black Americans over there like that.
Yeah.
Because from what I heard, they're over there because
college.
Yeah, college is cheaper to go to school there than in America or like Europe, and they don't feel like the African universities. Go to the African universities.
Bro, just
y'all.
go to y'all
If
schools.
y'all are in Africa, y'all Tanzanian or Ghanaian or wherever y'all from,
Man.
if you're an African, stay in Africa and go to school and build here and build up Africa. Stop giving y'all talents and stuff to the West. Like I know the universities here aren't on the same level as the ones in Europe, in America, but that's because we built them. We can build these same universities. If everybody keeps leaving Africa and going to Europe, these universities are going to continue to look the way they do. They're going to continue to lack funding. They're going to continue to be a subpar compared to the Western universities. So yeah, you can get the same education, better education here, and the building might not be as good, but the supplies might not be as good, but it's okay.
And then they'll appreciate you. They'll appreciate, the information that you have and appreciate what you bring into the society. Mm-hmm. I know in those, and living in the Western world, we all know all too often about how they don't appreciate your efforts. And you sort of have to tuck your black in just to fit into their society. But, when you're at home and where you're the minority, that breeds a certain level of creativity, another level of creativity. When you're in that freedom and in that, that bliss, I guess I could say. But, you don't have to go to these countries.
No.
You don't have to. Mm-hmm. And then, people may feel like, oh, there's nothing wrong with going there. There's we all can build together. We all could come together as one. You got to look at history. We have to look at history. Yeah, I don't. You cool? You're a nice person, but history says that it's tough for us to live amongst each other. Like if two different types of people try to live together, somebody's going to try to assert dominance at some point. Somebody would try and pretend or act like, oh, I'm better than this person. I'm gonna assert some dominance, and I'm the king. I'm the ruler. It's two different types of people. So man, just to and then with all the trauma that we've been through, we have to be separated for a time. It's a period of separation that needs to be done and had in this moment. Like all the people who've caused harm and caused us anguish and put us through turmoil, it's unwise for us to be around them because it caused more trauma to come back up. And you may get certain reactions out of people that's not healthy, and they may handle things in ways where they can't, express their emotions or deal with their emotions, and they may handle it in a way that's not healthy. So, you have to be strategic about who you put yourself around. You have to be strategic about which country you think you want to build in or grow in. Just like my wife was saying, if everybody stayed over here and went to school over here, then it'll be a nice place. But everybody are taking their talents to the Western world and building the West. Some of us didn't have the options to go. Some of us were stolen and taken over there. So that's why it's beautiful when you get there.
Because of us, our ancestors.
Yeah, built all that.
Shout out to you, Harriet.
Shout out. But yeah, so build it over here. That's why we came here, to sound the alarm and sound the trumpet. I can't do the trumpet, but to sound the trumpet and let people know it's time to stay at home and build. Like these people at war with each other, and now it's a window for us to,
get out
really
of
sneak out the back door. You still got some time to get out of here. You can sneak out the back door. You got a window. You better take it.
They got their hands full.
Yeah.
On both sides.
Man, here's your slim opportunity. So, take advantage.
Yeah.
Take advantage. And we are at war, just a different war. We're at war with ourselves.
Yeah.
We're at war with ourselves.
Yeah, we fight each other, but that's all gonna get straightened out, because at some point when SHTF, we ain't gonna have no choice but to talk to each other. You don't like me? Oh well, we best friends now. Like, you wanna help me dig this hole to get some water? At some point in time, like all that pettiness and petty differences, like it's either like you're gonna have to get with the program, or you're gonna be like not in a good situation.
Yeah.
And man, like I just feel myself becoming more and more like revolutionary, like every day, like just being over here and realizing like the potential and like all that needs to be accomplished, and like all the things that we need to do to build our nation. Like I honestly like don't have no time like for anything other than that, like sounding the alarm, waking up the people, all that stuff. Like all the other petty stuff is ridiculous. And I'm starting to understand more and more why Harriet walking around with that gun. And she's like, bro, if these dogs come after us, like you better get up and go. Like otherwise, like I'm gonna use this gun. I'm gonna use this gun on you. Like if you trying to go talk to somebody, or you trying to get us caught, like no, like. Not saying that I'm gonna go around shooting people, but I'm just saying like that type of revolutionary mindset is what we all need to have. Like it's do or die at this point. Like literally, like whether you staying in America, whether you come to Africa, whether you going to South America, whatever the case may be, it's like it's time for us to have a totally different mindset.
Yeah.
Like honestly, like it's like survival time.
Yeah, for real. We gotta start doing things we never even thought we would do, like being in an environment, or like, man, in the wilderness, not just the trees and the bushes, but that's a part of it too. Some people will be out there in that environment too, trying to survive. But it's time to be in that mode of, man, any means necessary.
Any means, like
using my hands, using my mind, and I'm like-minded people. Like-minded people. And I know it's hard to come by, But I just saw a quote. It said I always come with a quote. It's crazy. But what did it say? Just because you had one bad encounter, that doesn't mean that no. Just because you had one bad encounter, the majority of the world is not bad people. So don't give up on people just because you had one bad encounter. And that hit me because I was like, I'm done with people. I'm straight. I want to. I'm good. But you know, it's you got to show people some grace and some love in certain areas. Everybody ain't got it yet.
Yeah.
Even their age, you know, you may think some people are supposed to be at certain points in their lives, but maybe you're the one that's supposed to teach them. So yeah, you know, try to get around like-minded people
Yeah.
and do something.
Yeah. And you know, it's like it we kind of have to do without the riches of the West at some point. Like,
Yeah.
you know, here in Africa, we already doing without the riches of the West. Like, Africa has really humbled me. Like, you know, like something happened with our water. Like, I've been having to go to the pump outside and fill up a bucket with water and flush the toilet for a long time. Like, I would never like in the West, man. If that happened to me, I would be calling
The
the
plumber.
the water company, like y'all better get out here. Like this toilet not flushing. You know, so it's like I understand why people love the West and they don't want to see it fall and they're like pray for Ukraine, pray for no, like they gotta go. Like that's the old paradigm. It's time for a paradigm shift. You know, and it's going to be a lot of more uncomfortable times. You know, down the road, you can get as comfortable as you like. You know, if you start preparing. I don't know if I mentioned on this stream or the other one, but I was talking about. Did I mention the preparedness stuff on this stream?
Self-sustainability.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like I just mentioned it again. I don't know if I did or not. I can't
Oh
remember.
yeah, you want to do the list of
Yeah.
everything.
So basically, like these are all the things that I would suggest to get prepared. You know, like so that you can make yourself as comfortable as possible. Um, you know, you need to be looking into taking survival classes. How to make? I went through all that already. Okay, good. Yeah, we did the stream twice, so I can't remember if I said it or not. Sorry. He said teach back to the basics. Okay, so I just go through it again real quick. Fire starting classes, medicine making classes, like from like different herbs in the field. You might want to get a plant identification book for your region. So they have different ones for like the Eastern U.S., Western U.S., wherever you are in the world. They have survival books that you take out to the wilderness or the fields, wherever you are, to identify different plants that you can eat and that you can make into medicines. Definitely invest into one of those. Um, if you're on like now, I'm not a doctor, but I am a licensed clinical herbal practitioner. So um, I would say like if you're on medications, like certain medications that you must have in order to survive, stock up on those. But at the same time, look into different herbs that you can take that can supplement those. If you need help with that, I'm not gonna put it on here because these people crazy. You can email me like if you have like certain conditions like diabetes or whatever. Email me and I can give you something that you can take that you can have like in your stash, you know, in a blackout sort of a situation. Or you can also schedule a herbal consultation with me. The link is in all of our videos in the description box. But yeah, look into that. Look into making crude shelters. Look into where there's nuclear shelters at in your neighborhood, like where fallout shelters are. Um, Look into back roads that you can take to get out of the city because that's one of the main things. When SHTF, when it hits the fans, you don't want to be in the city. Like that's gonna be the worst place to be because they're probably gonna have checkout points, and you're probably not gonna be able to move around unless you have that jab or jab passport at some point. So you want to be getting outside of the cities. Um, Man, there's so many different things that to come into play. Make sure you have food stocked up. Make sure you have water stocked up. Water is more important than food. You can survive. You can only survive 3 days without water. With food, you can go like 40 days. You can go a long time without food. You're gonna be hungry. You're gonna be skinny, but you're gonna be alive.
You won't be thirsty.
Yeah, you can always eat grass like dandelions. That's edible. You can eat that. That grows in pretty much everybody's yard. Um,
You can eat dandelion.
yeah, you can eat dandelion.
Wonder
That's
what
good
that
for
tastes like.
digestion. If y'all have those
I
willow
bet.
trees, the trees with the leaves that go down, they're called weeping willow trees. That's good for headaches. So like if you're in a situation where you have a headache, you can take the bark and make it into a medicine to take for headache. So there's a lot of different things that you can do. You can survive in America and Africa, wherever, off the land. You just need to know what to look for and what to do. So start
Right.
educating yourself on how you can survive off the land. Be like Joseph. He stored up 7 years worth of grain. I'm not saying you got to store up 7 years worth of grain, but have something and be knowledgeable about the landscape and the topography so that you can move around. You know. Um, so yeah, because war's at the door. Even though the war hasn't came to the shores of America yet, I think I mentioned earlier about how China is trying to creep in and take back Taiwan. Russia is trying to take back Ukraine, and Taiwan and Ukraine are allies with NATO and America. So it's only a matter of time before America is going to get pulled into the war. Once America gets pulled into the war, it's a wrap. Like it's going to be three nuclear powers. You got China, Russia, and America. It's going to be World War III. So, and also I talked about the blackout situation. Make sure you have gasoline. If you can get a generator, like even a mini generator, it doesn't have to be like a big generator. Just something that you can use to plug in, like a hot plate to make food, or something that you can plug in your refrigerator so your food can stay cold. Your laptops and your phone chargers, you can get a small generator, a gas powered generator or a solar powered generator, so that if there is like an EMP situation, you can still be some sort of comfortable. You can still cook, and you can be warm or cool. You can get a fan that you can plug into that. Um, there's lots of things to think about, like really sit down and talk with your family and people who are like minded. Because I know some people, family members, like, I don't want to hear about that stuff,
Mm-hmm.
like, leave them alone because they're not going to listen. They probably going to be calling you or trying to come to your house when stuff goes down. But, people that are like minded, start talking to them about a plan, about grouping, getting together and working as a team, as a unit. Like it's gonna be much better to ride this out with other people than opposed to going it alone.
Yeah. And then if y'all, if the team don't have the knowledge at the time, you all could possibly sit down and separate what you all gonna learn and give each person like, specific tasks to go and learn this skill set all through YouTube. Like you go watch enough videos on YouTube, you'll figure out how to do anything. So you can just give each of you a task. Somebody go on, build or work on that, and you all bring all of that together. Don't lose hope. That's the last thing you should do is lose hope and you know get into somebody else's fight.
Yeah. What did somebody Malthazar, he said, what I love about Tanzania is that all this war stuff is literally just periphery stuff that doesn't affect anything. Or like YouTube. Other than that, like we was just talking about it today, like dang, like we really living a totally different life over here.
Man,
Like
it's
enjoying the
crazy.
sun, the fruits and vegetables, the people, the culture, the friendliness, the peacefulness. Like it's literally like a totally different world over here. What did
It's a
Tony
S
say?
in forwards. You didn't put the S in forwards urban.
Oh my bad. Let me put the right one in. What did Tony say today about Ukraine?
So on me and T3 walked to the store this morning, and the guy, the owner of the store, T3 was asking for him, and he was like, "No, he's in Ukraine." Do 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 do. Cracking a joke about it, and
Yeah,
like
like
he knows a little English, but he said enough English to crack a joke about what was going on.
yeah,
So that's how we are as a people, man. Don't it sucks, but that's a part of
yeah,
life.
yeah. But they're literally trying
Okay.
to suck everybody into
Yeah.
this, you know, fear propaganda and like you have to do what we say, like we're the best country. Like no, like um, man, like there's places where you can go where you don't even have to be worried about any of that stuff. Like you don't have to be worried about Russia or China creeping up on your doorstep.
Man.
You don't have to constantly hear about Rona in the war, like you can go somewhere and be at peace. Like
Yeah.
you don't even know how much you need to be at peace until you come over here and you get that peace and you're like, wow, like this is what I was missing. This is what I've been longing for. This is what my soul, my spirit needs. You know, like that healing time, like especially for us, like we've been through decades and centuries of captivity and of fear and of looking over our shoulder. Like we always like on alert. Like we always are on alert. You know, and that's one of the things I really appreciate about being here is like I can really let my guard down. I can sleep in my car. Like I couldn't sleep in my car in America. Like man, you liable to get shot. And you just close your eyes in your car in America. These folks be out here sleeping in their car, snoring with their feet out the window. Like with the windows down, nobody's bothering them.
Nobody. Not even the mosquitoes don't touch them, man. Man.
Yeah.
They eat us up though.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a different mindset and totally different world.
But yeah, so Moore said this is not our fight. No, it's not our fight at all. It's not our fight.
Fights. We've been fighting for 400 years.
Stay out of it. Like let them have it. It's prophecy. It's the end of their kingdom. Y'all know how the Egyptian kingdom ended. It ended when the plagues came. The plagues are here. And it also ended when they started fighting within each other, within their own camp. The house divided against itself cannot stand. So that's what they're supposed to be doing. They're supposed to be fighting each other, and we're supposed to be staying out the way.
And sneaking out the back door.
And getting out of here, you know. And if we're not getting out of here, making our plans wherever we are to ride it out until it's time to go. Because eventually it's going to be time for everybody to leave there. Everybody's going to go back to their own countries. And y'all know we had to bring the scripts out. You know, so you know, all this is prophecy. Like it's crazy that we really living in the end times. I remember hearing about it when I was like growing up. Like all the time they used to always preach, we in the end times, we in the end times. And I always used to like take it for granted, but we really are in the end times. And we're gonna read Joel 3, which talks about the war that's basically here now, you know. And really, like Tim mentioned earlier, this war is about us. Like, believe it or not, they see that we've woken up. You know, we know who we are. Like so many people, not even just like regular people. Like so, a lot of celebrities. Like a lot of celebrities know who they are. Like, man, we could just go down the list real quick. Like, who we got? Nick Cannon, Ice Cube, Fantasia, T.I. Who else? Kanye West. What's the guy who got the crown thing? What's his name? I can't remember. But it's a lot of celebrities that been talking about it. And sometimes they don't even like go into like whole like sermons and soliloquies. They just like drop a line or two like in a song or in a video because they can't talk too much about it. You know, they gotta preserve their careers, but they see that the whole world's waking up to who we are.
Kodak Black.
Yeah, Kodak Black.
Kodak Black.
And so they're like, all right, like let's put our plan into action, like because we see what's going on. So we're gonna read Joel 3, y'all. I know some of y'all don't like the scriptures, but it is what it is.
They don't like you reading them either.
Sure don't. I'm gonna let you read
it. Go
ahead. Somebody said Ludacris, Stephen Harvey. Yeah, like we can literally go down a whole list of celebrities who know who they are. So Joel 3, verse 1. Y'all, I'm reading out of the KJV. It says, "For behold, in those days and in that time, when I shall bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem, I will also gather all nations and will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat, and will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage Israel, whom they have scattered among the nations and parted my land. And they have cast lots for my people, and have given a boy for an harlot, and sold a girl for wine that they might drink. Yea, and what have ye to do with me, O Tyre and Zidon, and all the coasts of Palestine? Will you render me a recompense? And if ye recompense me swiftly and speedily, will I return your recompense upon your own head? Because ye have taken my silver and my gold, and have carried into your temples my goodly pleasant things. The children also of Judah and the children of Jerusalem have ye sold unto the Grecians, that ye might remove them far from their borders. Behold, I will raise them out of the place whither ye have sold them, and will return your recompense upon your own head. And I will sell your sons and your daughters into the hands of the children of Judah, and they shall sell them to the Sabaeans, to a people far off. For the Most High have spoken it. Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles. Prepare war. Wake up the mighty men. Let all the men of war draw near. Let them come up. Beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. Assemble yourselves and come, all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together round about thither, cause they mighty ones to come down, O Lord. Let the heathen be wakened and come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat, for there will I sit to judge all the heathen round about. Man, so I'm not gonna read. Well, yeah, I'm almost done. Multitudes in the valley of decision, for the day of the Lord is near in the valley of decision. The sun and the moon shall be darkened, and the stars shall withdraw their shining. The Lord also shall roar out of Zion and utter his voice from Jerusalem, and the heavens and the earth shall shake. But the Lord will be the hope of his people and the strength of the children of Israel. So shall you know that I am the Lord your Yah, dwelling in Zion, my holy mountain. Then shall Jerusalem be holy, and there shall no strangers pass through her any more. And it shall come to pass in that day that the mountains shall drop down new wine, and the hills shall flow with milk, and all the rivers of Judah shall flow with waters, and a fountain shall come forth out of the house of the Lord, and shall water the valley of Shittim. Egypt shall be a desolation, and Edom shall be a desolate wilderness, for the violence against the children of Judah, because they have shed innocent blood in their land. But Judah shall dwell forever and ever, and Jerusalem from generation to generation. For I will cleanse their blood that I have not cleansed, for the Lord dwelleth in Zion.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. So the chapter talks about why this war is coming about. Because of what they did to us, because of the transatlantic slave trade, because of Jim Crow, because of colonialism, because of the Berlin Conference where they parted his land, because of the genocides and the wars and the child slavery and the rape and the murder and the mutilation and the experimentation and the gator bait and the hangings and the lynchings and the fear and the burning the crosses in the yard and everything they did. Everything they did, they're paying for it. I know they thought they got away with it because they've been on top for so long, but that's what the Most High does. He lets you get to the precipice, the top of your peak, and then he's going to pull you down.
Snatch the rug.
I'm the Most High. I'm going to take your kingdom away from you because you refuse to repent. And they had a chance to repent. They know what they did. They know who we are. They know who they are. Now they have critical race theory. They're going strong in their wrongness. So it's like, all right, I'm bringing you down to the valley of Jehoshaphat. We're going to have this war. Gentiles, prepare for war. Get y'all weapons together. Do everything y'all need to do. Because I'm going to make y'all fight each other. And all this blood is going to be shed. And judgment is going to come upon y'all because of what y'all did to us. And at the same time, while all this is happening, we're going to be leaving. We're going to be coming back to our land.
Yep. And that's what's going on. If y'all see us as an example of, leaving America and going back to the motherland and, setting up and repatriating. So we're fulfilling what was just in the word. We're a piece of what's being fulfilled. And there's so many of us and others that's watching this video that's going to see this in the future. That's a part of that as well. But you just have to have the faith and just have the strength and be bold and step out and know, like, bro, them people tried to annihilate us, like, point blank period. We can continue to just try and be nice and go along and get along, but we just have to look at history smack dead in the face and be real and just like, okay, they tried to wipe us out as a people. They tried to steal us. They did steal us from around the world. They spread us all around the world, made us build all their kingdoms for free, raped our women, raped our children, raped our men.
Even
animals. Like, bro, if you knew your history, you understand what's going on and understand why this stuff must happen. I know a lot of us hear people that look like us begin to speak in this manner, and in the spirit of fear overtakes you. It comes like, oh man, I can't believe they talking like that. I can't believe they really standing up and speaking like that. But once you know the truth, like, bro, no pigment can scare you from speaking the truth once you know the truth and know what you're worth and know what's been done. You just have to have the faith and go learn the information and be bold about what you know and stand on it because they know. They know what they did. They know what they deserve. We don't even have to say it. It's happening. We just have to be bold and stand on who we are and do what we supposed to do. We don't have to lift a finger. I know a lot of us want revenge. A lot of us want vengeance. We don't even have to. If you put yourself in a situation and try to do something, you're gonna put yourself in a worse situation. But if you let the Most High handle it, let
Like
Him
Lot's wife. Don't be like Lot's wife. He said, get up out that city. Don't look back. Keep going.
keep going.
Yeah.
So if you try to put your hands and do something that you're not supposed to be involved in, you get the results of it. We have our way out. It's our time to go. It's our time to be free. It's our time to sneak out in the back door. And then it's only a small window. It's only a small window. Trust us. You got a small window to get out and get in position.
Before the war comes. Otherwise, it's going to be after or during the war.
Yeah. And you have to get yourself in position to have something that's gonna supply people. You have to supply people. Get into some field that helps or supply people, and you would never have to worry about your family having to need money, having to need currency again.
We are the currency, as our sister Amber says. We
Shout
are
out
the
to
currency. Barter yourself, your goods, your services. We don't need money. That's a figment of their imagination.
Yes. So
Back in the day, they used to pay people with salt, believe it or not, spices. The spice trade the spice trade was one of the, if not the greatest trade in world history. They traded cinnamon, clove, anise, fennel. That was currency. That was very valuable then because people understood that you could use it for medicine and for food, for your hair, for your skin. Like literally, like you can use herbs for everything, you know. And so people understood that. They used that. They used to trade with that. They used to barter with that. They paid the Roman soldiers in salt. You know, salt is a preservative. You can use it to flavor stuff with. You can use it as medicine. Like it's so many different. You can use it to detox. Yes, you know, and these are the things that they want to keep hidden from us. But, yeah, like we are the currency. You know, like when the dollar collapses. And that's another reason why they're fighting is over the dollar. The China and Russia, they don't want to be on the. They don't want to use the U.S. Money anymore. They don't want to use the petrodollar anymore. They want to use their own currency and back up their own currency. And y'all know, U.S. can't have that. The central banks can't have that. They want everybody to be one world, you know, and that's why they're fighting with them because China and Russia don't want to be a part of that. They communists. They got their own country. They got their own religion. Like they don't really Chinese people as a whole, they don't believe in God. Like they're atheists. They believe in their other gods, and they don't want nothing to do with Western culture and Western values. And the United States is using the guise of democracy and Western values to say, oh, these people are being oppressed over here. Let's go over there and take their country. But they're really just trying to, help. They're really just trying to get their resources and to get them to use their money so that they can stay in control. You know, and they've been able to do this for so many years because they were blessed by the Most High because of us, because of the children of Judah. We blessed them with free labor, so they were able to build up their economy. They were able to turn themselves into a military-industrial complex, the greatest nation in the whole world history, because of us, you know. Yep. And so they've been going around bullying people, and now these folks got their stuff together. Like we put all that money to China, we put all the manufacturing over there to China, and now they built themselves up. They're also now an economic superpower and a military superpower. Same with Russia, and so now America isn't like the big bad guy anymore. They got two other people that's big bad guys too. Yeah. So, you know, it's a lot going on. It's a lot of different pieces to the puzzle, but it's basically all the same thing. It's the Great Reset, the New World Order, whatever you want to call it, the fall of Babylon, like all of that into one is where we are in history.
Yeah. So make sure you're on the right side of the history books. Make sure.
Thank you, Eric Tinsley. Israel for Israel. Looking forward to seeing you, family in Zion. Looking forward to seeing y'all too.
Thank you for the super chat donation. Asante sana.
Pensy Lola, yeah, you can cash out. I put the wrong one in. We had to switch phones to do the stream because the other one was acting crazy. Did it go away?
No,
Um,
no, it's still there.
it's still there. Can't see it. Okay. I'm not sure what's going on with. Did we turn the camera on?
No.
Yeah. Yeah, the phone's about to die, y'all. So
Yes. Sorry for the abrupt ending, but we appreciate the love. We appreciate y'all for tuning in. If you're watching this on the playback, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Keep tuning into the journey and showing people that you can do whatever you put your mind to, and get in a good position, y'all, because the window is closing.
yeah,
Yeah.
figure out y'all's plan, whether y'all stay in America or Europe, wherever you are. Get y'all's plan together. Be prepared for when stuff really goes down. Be prepared. Look up the Great Reset. Look up their plan for global world dominance, for depopulation. Look up all that stuff so you can be prepared. That you know how to move around.
Yeah. It's free information.
Yeah.
It's out there. They boldly talk
Yes,
about it.
get all the information you can while it's still available. Stay on YouTube. Look at the YouTube videos. If people are offering consultations, if people are offering courses, take all that in survival and repatriate whatever that you need to do to get yourself in a good position. Invest in yourself.
Yeah.
Like, don't be cheap. Don't be like, oh, I don't want to pay. Invest in yourself. Nothing worth having is free.
Yeah.
So yeah. With that being said, love y'all. And we'll see y'all soon.
All right. Shalom. Have a good night or good day, depending on where you at in the world.